Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ash Regan.
Ash Regan is seen by many as the long shot to be Scotland's next First Minister.
Well, good morning, everyone.
She says she wants to unify all parties that back independence, but some believe she's more aligned to her rivals than the SNP.
Ms Regan, you've disagreed vehemently with Nicola Sturgeon. You resigned from her government. You brought in a top advisor who was instrumental in setting up the rival independence party, Alba. You're running to be leader of the wrong party, aren't you?
I think it's well known that I have some differences with Nicola Sturgeon on policy, but I am obviously a member of the SNP. We should all remember that I was the first and so far the only SNP minister to ever resign on a point of policy. So I think that shows everybody that I know my own mind.
And so in terms
Kate Forbes was the early front-runner in this race, but her views against gay marriage has seen backers flee her campaign. Rival Humza Yousaf today celebrated nominations closing with his mum and dad. But back at Ash Regan's launch, she set out her priorities. Number one, Scottish independence.
What I'm saying is that we are at a bit of an impasse right now, aren't we? I think everyone can see that. So this is my attempt to look at the situation we're in, respond to that, and take power back into our own hands so that we can give the choice about independence to the people of Scotland.
OK, how? What's the mechanism?
So they will be voting. So they'll be voting in the next election. They can vote for the SNP, any other pro-independence parties that also put this in their manifesto. Everyone will be really clear what they're voting for. And if we get the majority of votes cast, we will expect to open negotiations. And I would just say as
Once again, so just to clear up then, so the next elections will be a de facto independence referendum?
No, we're not calling it that. This is a voter empowerment mechanism.
Essentially what it is, right?
No, it isn't.
OK, so you don't want to call the next election a de facto independence referendum, but if you get 50+1, then you're going to be claiming independence.
No, we're going to be opening negotiations.
Who are opening negotiations with?
With the UK government.
But when the UK government says no, what do you do then?
Well, we will continue to, if Scotland votes to become independent, then I will be continuing to push the UK government, and I will, if we get to that point, I will set out more details on that, but we're not at that point yet.
Isn't this sort of Nicola Sturgeon's plan at the moment? There's no real difference, is there?
I think there is a difference. I think it's a subtle difference, but it is a difference.
Sorry, just talk me through, what is that subtle difference?
Because it will be at each and every election.
OK.
This week, Ms Regan appealed for an end to the mudslinging in this race, but then questions were raised about the historic mudslinging by her own advisor, Kirk Torrance. They concerned the 2021 Holyrood inquiry into the Scottish Government's handling of sexual assault allegations against Alex Salmond, which he denied and was acquitted of in court.
Do you agree with him, with what he said about Nicola Sturgeon?
I actually still haven't read the tweets.
Oh, sorry, I can read them out to you. I've got.
You don't have to read them out to me.
No, it's fine.
I get the gist of it.
He said she was up to her dark eyes in the genesis, implementation and cover-up of the stitch-up regarding investigations into Alex Salmond. Do you agree?
I don't agree with the tweets that Kirk has put out.
But yes or no, would you prefer if he retracted those comments?
Are you saying that I should get rid of Kirk?
No, I said yes or no. Would you be happier if he retracted those comments?
I don't like this idea that, people... this sort of idea of cancel culture.
I'm not cancelling him. I'm not asking you to get rid of him. I'm just saying, would you
these
very mean things he said about Nicola Sturgeon.
I'm not going to get rid of him.
Maybe say,
I'm not going to get rid of him.
Nicola.
Nicola got rid of him. And look, the state that independence is in right now.
So he's here to stay?
He's here to stay.
She's sticking by her advisor. Her advisor said he was disappointed with how fractured the independence movement had become. Scotland will find out if Ash Regan is the one to unite the movement when the race ends on the 27th of March.